What is up, everybody, and welcome to the third episode. Surprised it's run this long, but welcome to the third episode of Chillingly Bored's Something in the Shadows. Now, I know that this hasn't been uploaded on the Chillingly Bored channel, and I'm sorry for that, but I haven't verified the account so I can post videos longer than, 15 minutes, so I'll just be posting it on my account for now, and hopefully I might just change it. Also, we have links up to our Discord and Facebook and everything. If you guys have fan art, if you guys have anything, send it to the Discord. I'd love to talk to you guys. You guys are all great. I love you. You know, I don't know you, but there's a mutual love. Anyways, I'm really tired today, and I bet the others are too. Sadly, we don't have Kirsten with us, and that's okay. It's fine. But anyways, let's see. I totally forgot what I had to go through. Anyways, so I'm gonna have to edit this out because I can't remember the starting thing. Alright, just remember that if you do want to support the channel, you know, subscribe, like, do your thing, because it always helps us out in the end. Other than that, if you guys have fan art, fan fiction, anything, I'll binge through it all, and I'd love to see it because I'm just a sucker for that kind of stuff. Draw the characters, draw the monster, I freaking love it. Anyways, other than that, I know I'm forgetting something. Oh, of course, how could I forget? Graphic content warning. This deals with very graphic, disturbing things, such as a great list of things: abuse, sexual violence, blood, gore, and much, much more. There is also family violence. There's just a lot. There are, of course, lighthearted moments and things like that, but I don't want to make this too long because we have an episode to get into. But just so you know, go ahead, take a break, step away from your computer, you know, if it's just becoming a little bit much, or if it's just not your thing, then, you know, that's okay too. It's a dark game. We deal with dark things. But, oh, there is one last thing. We may or may not be coming out with All Flesh Must Be Eaten, which are going to be significantly shorter, so if you don't want to be watching 2 hours, we might just be putting out something a little bit more zombie apocalypse for, you know, the great people out there who like that stuff. It's probably not going to be as dark and gritty. It's going to probably be a lot more run and gun, survivory, personal feel-good stuff. So if you don't want to go through 2 hours of stuff, be sure to check that out. If it does come out, it'll probably be 30 minutes long. And sorry, I know I'm rambling. My head is kind of a little bit all over the place today. So, hopefully that makes into a good pod. Sorry for that. I had to make a cut. Something happened. Anyways, on to the game. Oh, by the way, we have everybody here. You know, our good old Connor, we have good old Anthony, and of course you have me as your storyteller. Thank you for coming on in. It really means a lot. If you guys somehow got through the first 2 episodes and you're on this one, just, God, you guys are great. Now, let's get into this. Let's get into the storytelling, the heartfelt moments, and the darkness of Something in the Shadows. Let me get to my page of notes. Smiling and caring for something. Someone is important. I am sure we all have been through a period of time losing someone or something. Maybe just a feeling. Like you have lost everything, or maybe not understanding everything around you. Your life feels like it goes down, a never-ending hole of hurt or pain. No matter how great everything it is, or how no matter how great everything seems to be, it's all drowned out by gray. Washed up, in a way. But in times like these, friends or maybe even strangers can pull you out of this. It could be a smile, a hug, maybe just a cute name that just makes you feel warm. Then there are those times where things are just washed out to black and red, outlines of nightmares where pain seems to be the only thing that makes you feel alive. These moments are when friends are there, but you can't see them. They hold onto your sleeve, trying as hard as they can to pull you out of a never ending abyss, while your visions are composed of black. It makes you blind. How could you ever escape something that you fall forever into? Something that's infinite. Rain falls and lightning crashes. 3 strangers sit next to a bike. Sirens off in the distance coming to a murder scene. Nefarious, Connor, and Blair all stand awkwardly in a hug. And of course, how could I forget Tanya, the I guess big dog, standing beside as the rain falls, pattering against their coats, fur, hair, and whatever else. What do you all do?
So, we're still outside the gas station from last episode, right?
Yep.
I guess the first thing to do is to back away from the hug.
Alright. And so you do. Is there anything you guys want to say to each other before anything arises?
Might you remind me of the girl's name?
Blair. Her name is Blair.
So, Blair, you're homeless, if I'm correct. Would you like a place to stay?
I mean, I have a home, but I'd rather be homeless than go back there. I'd love a place to stay. Don't get me wrong, I just don't want to be a burden, you know? It's like Atlas offered, but Atlas is homeless too. But then there's Pseudo. I just feel like there's mixed feelings between me and him. But yeah, place to stay seems nice. I just don't want to be a burden on anybody. You know.
Well, trust me, you won't be a burden. All I have is a dog to take care of, so...
Are you sure you can call that thing a dog?
It
Thing's
is
massive.
a beautiful dog, and I love it, and you will love it too.
I'm just gonna like casually keep my distance away from the dog so it doesn't jump on me again.
Okay. Blair seems to start shivering. The rain has completely drenched her brown coat, and it seems to start leaking into her sweater. She seems to shiver a little bit. Her teeth kind of start to chatter, and lightning and thunder crash.
Are you sure you don't want to stay with me? 'Cause you seem kind of cold and wet and unpleasant.
She looks at you. There's a certain worry in her eyes. She looks at her coat and looks back at you. These are the only clothes I have. And to get my other clothes, I'd like somebody to go with me at the least. I don't know if I can bear it on my own.
Well, I can go with you if you need. but I could also let you borrow clothes because I am clearly larger than you, therefore they would fit.
She kind of points down to her pants. You're kind of a big guy, and she kind of tugs at him. I doubt you have any of these.
Good point.
His shirt would be so big on you that it'd be like wearing a dress.
She kind of perks up at this, smiles and nods. If you guys have anything else to say, we can go ahead.
I'm gonna look over at Connor and say we still need to discuss what the hell's going on with this.
Ooh, yes, we do.
You guys keep talking about this thing. Can I ask what you mean?
Very strange dreamlike nightmare where we were there but we weren't. It's kind of hard to explain if you haven't experienced it yourself.
Her... Make me... Sorry, I just need to get the character sheets open. Make me an intelligence plus resolve. Okay. Was that both of you?
I rolled and then Connor rolled.
Okay, I'm just making sure. Connor, you notice a little something. Her eyes seem to dilate, becoming a little bit larger, widening. For you, Natharius, they widen. There's a little bit of shock behind them. It's almost as she can notice exactly what you're talking about, but she immediately begins to make her face stone cold. Which, for a cheery girl as she has been, seems a little bit off. That's kind of strange. Never heard of that before. Did you guys actually see each other in a dream?
I'm gonna step in front of her and kneel down to kind of like look her in the eyes. And have you been in a dream sort of like that before?
She seems to visibly shake more. I don't want to talk about it. It listens. And I know. I understand where you're coming from, I guess. I just don't want to go into it too much. It's scary. But it has a sort of comfort to it, I guess. But then again, I don't want to talk about it. A tear rolls from her eye as the rain mixes in, dripping from her jet black hair. She covers her mouth and is holding in everything she has. The sirens start to come closer. I think we should get out of here. Don't you?
Definitely sounds like a good idea to me. Are we going back to your place, Connor?
I guess we should. It's not far from here.
Can I ask which direction it's in? I have to grab something.
Opposite direction of the one I was coming at you from when we first met.
She kind of nods, wiping the tear away. Okay, I think she kind of nervously tuts around a little bit. Yeah, that's perfect.
I guess we're off then.
Natharius, you brought your bike. So, do you want to drive, or would you like to leave your bike there?
I'm probably gonna drive it.
Okay. Do you give him the location, Connor? Just so he knows.
I give him the building.
Okay. So, do you all head off?
Yep.
Alright.
Yes.
Natharius, you get there quite fast. The rain seems to pour down, but your trench coat and helmet keep it out as best as it can. By the time you get to the house, there's no one there yet, so you probably are standing around idly. Unless you want to do something.
I'm gonna observe my surroundings first.
It's a nice home, surprisingly. In a place like this, Kiev is a little bit crowded, especially here where you guys live. It's usually almost like the apartment buildings make a second story because of their roofs. It's a whole nother world up there. But apparently Connor got the good side of things. He lives in a suburban home, a little bit farther from where you guys were. So, it's nice. But it's still, with the rain and everything else, gives off a desolate, isolating feeling. Though it is also well kept. Quote unquote, homey, in a way. Is there...
I guess I will wait for them to show up.
Okay. Back to Connor and Blair as they walk in the rain. Blair doesn't say much. She just kind of looks down. Deep thought. She sometimes glances at Tanya or Connor as the rain pours. Is there any conversation you want to make with her, Connor?
I ask her what the thing she wants to get is.
You'll see. It's in a spot. It's special to me. I don't carry it around all too often. It's near the place I live. Gotta grab a few clothes too. I just need something to feel comfortable, I guess. Might have to see someone later too if that's okay. And she looks up at you, kind of in a questioning manner.
I'm fine with it.
She nods and pulls the fluffy hood over her head of her urban jacket. You guys walk. Not much conversation is beheld as it has a sense of quiet. There seems to be, I guess not maybe fear, but depression. There's darkness. More in a metaphorical sense than anything, as Kiev has been very dark in the last few months anyways. It's gotten worse with the rain and everything else. But you finally do come to a stop. there is a small alleyway that she walks towards. And she walks over down the alleyway. Do you follow her?
Yes.
Okay. As you follow her, you start to hear meowing. Cats. And she opens up her arms. Come on, pretties. We got something for you. She kind of knocks on the buildings of the alleyways. Or maybe a trash can, something along those lines, to make a noise. And from out one of the trash cans, she pulls a large bag of cat food. And something else that she quickly stuffs in her pocket. And she shakes the cat food. Many cats.
Make a perception roll.
You can. It's gonna be difficult though. Make me an investigation. What do you think? Investigation plus. I just think it might be investigation. I don't know. Investigation plus.
Wits.
Yeah, let's do that. Investigation plus wits.
Aw, come on.
You see a glint. That's it, though. You don't recognize what it is, and she does it so fast that you can't really see. She takes the bag of cat food, opens it, and pours it along the ground. Cats on cats on cats come out. She starts naming them off. Hey, Tim. Hey, Brian, how are you doing? And she starts petting them. Different names come across. Sorry. My thing just kind of broke. Oh, there we go. And she starts calling them by name. Hey, Sarah. How are you today? Fluffing up their fur as they eat the cat food. Strangely enough, hopping from the rooftops and otherwise, mice and rats also come. But the cats don't seem to attack. They all just sit there, eat, in a sense of community. Strange how animals bond together in the worst of times. She even picks up one of the mice, looks at it, pets it, and puts it on her shoulder for a second. They all kind of swarm around her, and some pass you, curling at your feet, purring, squeaking, and otherwise. She gets up and waves, smiles, a genuine smile. Bye, my pretties. See you later. And she kind of gets a hop in her step as she walks past. Are you ready to go?
Indeed I am.
And she follows you. It takes a little while, but you finally get back to your place. Do you have any conversation at all? Or would you like to ask her something, or, anything along the way?
So do you just take strays as your own?
In a way, I find myself to be a mother among vermin. I mean, I'm vermin, right? We gotta stick together. If they need food and nobody gives it to them, I spend my own money, buy them a bag of cat food. None of them kill each other, and everything seems fine. Just for a minute. Everything is peaceful. And it makes me happy to see that we stick together. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. It's kind of stupid, but I find it to be something I quite enjoy. People tell me that I should take care of myself. My parents always, I guess I'd call them parents. They tell me, do what you can for yourself. Stand up for yourself. Take care of yourself. But what do they know? They don't even take care of themselves. They don't even take care of me. I shouldn't be telling you this. And she kind of puts her head down.
It's okay. It's nice to hear, and not to sound rude, but interesting backstory.
Yeah. And who are you, big gruff Irishman in Ukraine?
As you said, a big, rough Irishman in Ukraine. That's what I am.
But I mean, how did you get here? What brought you to this gritty slum?
Well, when I was younger, I lost my parents and met up with an older gentleman who lived near here, and so I came with him.
Aren't you ever worried walking the streets? Ever since that serial killer? I mean, I'm not. I don't know really why, but don't you ever have a creepy feeling that they might just be right in front of you?
Well, I can hold myself quite well, and I got Tanya here, so I feel quite safe.
I guess you're right. And she kind of slugs you on the shoulder. Like a playful slug, of course. You're right. It's good to have someone. Even that weird guy. I mean, the other one we're about to meet. What was his name? Did he tell us his name? I forgot.
His name is Netherius, if I am correct.
She nods. That's right, Netherius. He's an interesting fellow. I don't know. Even that big, moody, gruff kind of posure he makes out, he just seems like there's so much more to him.
Yeah, I kind of got the same feeling myself.
I mean, when I hugged him, he almost flinched. Like he'd never felt it before. Or not in a very long time, at the least. Who flinches from a hug?
Apparently he does.
She kind of just shakes her head. And then looks up. Did you hear what he called me, by the way?
No, I didn't catch that.
Maybe it's not important. And she goes silent.
So you're just gonna tell me about something and then leave me in the dark? You can't pique someone's curiosity and then not give him anything.
Maybe he didn't mean to say it, though. Maybe he meant it only for me. I don't know. He called me his little star. Strange, right?
It is, but kind of feels like it would suit him for some odd reason.
It kinda does. And she peels the star sticker off her forehead. Atlas is such a dork sometimes. And she puts it in her pocket rather than throwing it off to the side. Is that all the conversation, or is there anything more?
I think that can be it.
Okay.
Nefarious might be bored by now.
You guys walk in some silence, maybe some small talk, but nothing really more. You finally get to your house, standing up front. And Nefarious is there. What are you doing, Nefarious, currently?
Probably sitting on the porch, if there's one.
Okay.
If not, it's probably casually leaning on my bike.
Okay. Sounds good. And you guys meet up? What would you all like to do? This is your moment.
How about we
to
get in?
shine. So, go ahead.
How about we get the kid out of the weather so she doesn't freeze to death?
That is an idea. I walk up to my door and unlock it.
Okay. And I'm guessing you all step inside.
Indeed.
Alright.
Yes.
And so you do. Connor, if you could please describe your home for us.
Okay, so once you walk in, off to the left is like a meeting area with some fancy couches and a piano. And if you continue straight, it goes into the living room with a TV and more couches. And off to the left is a hallway which leads to a bathroom and some bedrooms. And connected to the living room is the kitchen.
Okay. This is quite a big home to be living in all by yourself, isn't it?
It is, but it wasn't mine to begin with, so
Great place for a really big guy and a really big dog.
Don't you ever feel lonely here?
well, I don't really feel lonely often. Don't got much to feel lonely about.
You should always have at least some point where you feel alone. I mean, haven't you ever thought about, I don't know, having somebody? Companionship other than your dog? Maybe it's just me.
Well, of course I have. It's just the less you think about it, the less sad you are.
I guess you're right. And she smiles.
Well, now that we're out of the weather,
what should we do now? I mean, we just witnessed a murder, and we all met each other, but I don't really know much about you two. I mean, I'm just in your guys' home.
Well, how about we dry you off and then we chat over a nice cup of coffee?
She smiles brightly.
Thank you.
Say again, Nefarious?
I'm gonna say technically we're in his home. I don't live here.
She shrugs. Well, you're both here, aren't you?
It's either here or back at my place, and as empty as this one is.
She looks at Connor. You said about drying me off? Do you maybe have a place where I can hang my coat and get a new shirt on? I'm drenched.
Yes, I will get you a shirt and point you to the bathroom.
Okay.
And then I do so.
I'm interested. What kind of shirt do you grab for her?
Considering he's a giant of a man, probably a large one.
Well, of course, yes.
Alright. Very large shirt, but what kind of shirt? What does it look like?
I guess I get her like plaid, long sleeve, and then the smallest pair of gym shorts I have, and I offer them to her if she wants them.
She puts her hand out through the door and she grabs them. She comes out wearing what is a very large plaid shirt, probably flannel, long sleeve button up, and some old gym shorts, probably that you haven't worn in a very, very long time. She's beaming. She has a very large smile on her face, and she almost looks like she's waiting to ask something, and kind of fidgets around.
So, how do you like them?
They're great. I haven't worn something this comfy in a long time. And the sleeves, obviously, a little bit too big, and she kind of flaps them up, kind of hanging over her hands. Almost like when somebody wears an oversized hoodie and the sleeves go a little bit too far. What do you think?
I think you look fantastic.
She smiles and she goes, I hate to ask, but you mentioned coffee?
I was brewing that up while you were changing.
She almost
It should be ready in a few
squeals
minutes.
with excitement. And what is there anything you guys would like to do while having a cup of coffee?
I'm probably just gonna be looking out the window,
Okay. Do you actually have a cup of coffee, Nefarious?
observing. Probably not. I had my coffee from the gas station. I
Okay.
probably finished long before they got back.
It's at this point where you start to notice her shaking. She. You know what? I want you both to make me and intelligence plus. Oh, I can't remember what it's called. Medicine check. Okay.
In intelligence, what?
And intelligence plus
Awesome.
medicine. Sorry.
Medicine?
Yep. I don't know if you actually have any Natherius, but. Oh.
I have no skill in medicine.
Not. Okay. So. Connor. You know the reason why she's shaking. She hasn't gotten food, and all she has had is caffeine and sugar, along with some creamer.
That's nothing.
Within the last hour and a half, she's having a sugar crash. Along with the caffeine, it's really not helping.
Hey, would you like some tea instead of coffee and maybe a bagel?
Her stomach
Or 7?
growls quite loudly. I
Or
think
something hearty?
food would be nice. A bagel sounds good.
Anything else? You have some other, I guess, breakfast materials: eggs, bacon.
She pats her already petite and slim figure. I don't want to ruin my shape, of course. A bagel will be fine. And her stomach then again growls quite loudly.
Well, if you don't eat, then there won't be much of a shape besides a skeleton.
She chuckles. Do whatever you think's best. I don't want to take too much of your hospitality.
I begin the preparation of eggs, bacon, and bagel,
Okay.
and cup of tea, but then she won't get any more caffeine. Something soothing and helpful.
Okay. And so, as you're cooking, Aetherius, you are sitting at a table, and on the other side of you is Blair. Is there any conversation you would wish to have?
Um. How long have you been on the street, Blair?
Not too long. 2 weeks. That's when I met Atlas. He's a nice fellow, but it's been hard. Harder than I thought it would be. You know, when you think you're free and everything's just gonna be great? Yeah, it's not. But, I don't know.
Yeah, I felt that once.
You have? Can you tell me maybe a little bit more? And she looks.
About feeling free.
Say again.
About feeling free.
Yeah.
It was maybe about 10 years ago, the last time I felt free.
That's a long
It
time.
was around the time when my daughter was born.
At this,
Best feeling I've ever.
the mention of your daughter, she kind of looks away. Thinking. More or less. Probably. Go on.
The moment that she opened her eyes and She had her mother's eyes. Nice, light blue, almost with a kind of greenish tint to them. They just had this free feeling of soothing comfort wash over me that this is all that I'd ever need in my life. My child, my wife, and it was the best feeling I've ever had.
A few tears roll down her cheek. She's trying to hide them, but it's very obvious that she's crying. But not sobbing, it's more just a few tears. She looks you straight in the eye. What happened? You seem so alone. So afraid of human contact. You flinched when I hugged you. And yet you speak of a wife and child. What happened?
It's not that I'm afraid of human contact. Contact has just been several years since last time I've really had any. My wife was murdered, and my daughter was kidnapped by something. I don't know what it was. After that, I became what I am today. Been running from my past and trying to hunt down what it was, or just get rid of as much evil in the world as I can. That's why I'm a bounty hunter.
A light smile comes across her face. You know, you sound like some sort of rogue vigilante. It's kind of funny.
Nothing as nice as a vigilante. I don't stay in one place too long.
Vigilante is never what they seem. Everyone views them as the bad guy when they don't know what true horrors are out there. And she looks off into the distance. Deep thought. I mean,
What's got you such into deep thought, Blair?
I guess it's everything. Everything that I've been through. It's not really the opposite of yours, but I know how you can relate. I didn't lose anybody like a husband or a child, but I felt like I've lost my future. I got A's in school. People told me I was smart. Said I'd get into a good college. Until my dad left. And someone else stepped in his place. He doesn't deserve the name Dad. He's mean. He brought drugs into my household. My mother doesn't even know who I am anymore most of the time. I have to steal money out of her wallet. But for the past 2 weeks, I haven't gone back. I've been in the same sweater and tight jeans in the rain. I feel like it's better. It's hard to walk into that house. So hard. Her eyes are practically glazed. And I try my hardest not to even see my stepdad. He's just so scary, you know? I don't even know why I'm telling you this. You're just a stranger I met off after somebody just got killed. But it's almost comforting to know someone else who knows death. Someone else who knows pain. When everything just feels so scary, you know?
Yeah. No kid should have to go through what you have, but can't really change the past, no matter how much you want to.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm hoping I can just change my future. Even though I lost one, I feel like I have another one coming, you know? Like something's writing my fate.
If someone has written our fate, then kind of like to knock them around a little bit.
Yeah. Really like to give that guy a punch to the face. She shrugs her
I was
shoulders.
thinking more a kick to the groin. You're a little nicer than I am.
She lets out a very large laugh. Genuine and warm. And then she looks down. Nervously. Almost like she's scared to ask something. Twiddling her thumbs.
If you want to ask me something, don't be afraid to ask. You don't have to fear me.
She looks up, her hair finally drying, becoming fluffy. Her amberish gold eyes kind of shine in the light. And she looks at you. Can I know why you called me your little star? I don't want to be rude. It was nice. It's probably the nicest thing since Atlas said to me. Why did you call me that? I'm just curious is all.
As she says that, my character gives a startled jump and is like, I didn't realize I called you that. It was the nickname that I had for my daughter before she died. It's just natural to call her that. When she was born, was when I started calling her that, and I didn't realize that I called you that earlier.
She smiles. And it's one that warms your heart. It feels similar. Feels familiar. And she looks to you and says, I didn't mind it. I actually really liked it. If you were to call me that again, I wouldn't really care. And she looks to the ground, kind of tapping her foot nervously.
Well, it felt so natural to call you my little star that probably won't be going away anytime soon, so.
Her smile is kept, growing ever wider. But just as you guys start to get into the more harder feeling stuff, a clank of plates with an abundance of food. Connor, go ahead.
Sorry to ruin the moment, but it's food time.
Tea for the both of you, and more eggs and bacon upon everything else. It's a hearty breakfast, and one that Blair. She tries to look as formal as possible, but it's hard when you're out on the streets starving, looking at food that someone just tells you go ahead. And she devours it fast. She looks like she hasn't eaten in a little bit. And it looks like her hunger has gotten to her. So she eats and eats until she finally pats her belly. Nothing is probably left. I mean, obviously you guys get your food, but a lot of it is gone.
My character didn't eat a whole lot so that she could eat her fill.
How about you, Connor?
I ate slowly so then she could eat as much as she wanted.
She ate a lot for as tiny as she is. And you can see her start to nod off. Tiredly. Hand still on her stomach. Kind of clutching the flannel. The soft flannel on her. And kind of turning to her right side. Almost as if falling asleep. But she's just awake enough.
I'm going to look at Connor and say, do you have a spare bedroom she can stay in?
Indeed I do. Just follow me.
I'm going to pick her up and follow Connor
Okay.
and carry her.
She clutches under your trench coat. And she is dead asleep. You guys go to the room.
You killed her in your sleep.
Yes, I killed her in my sleep. I'm sleepwalking with a corpse.
Let me rephrase.
Okay.
She's fast asleep. You guys
Better.
get to the bedroom. And I'm guessing you lay her down. Unless you guys say anything along walking.
I am quiet so she can sleep.
When I lay her down on the bed, I'm gonna, like, as if it's the most natural thing in the world,
Kiss her on the forehead.
kiss her forehead and say, sleep tight, little star. And then I'm gonna tuck her in.
As you set her down and say that, you can see her peacefully. Again, I know this is probably a little bit overused, but smile. Must be rough out there for her. And smiling is probably something she doesn't really do often. And as you tuck her in
It's
and
not something I can.
she starts, or as you start to walk away, her arm grabs you. At least your sleeve. She's mumbling in her sleep.
Can I hear what she's mumbling? Or at least understand
Yeah.
some of it?
Make me a... Gosh, there is a lot of stuff here. I don't know what this would be. I'm looking here. There is a lot of things. None of you guys have empathy. Dang it. Let's go. You guys just hear it because I'm guessing you kind of put your head a little bit closer. She says, "Don't leave. Don't leave, please." I don't want to be alone. but she mumbles this over and over again. And finally, her arm falls limp into her side. Her mumbling quiets. She is full on asleep. Silent.
I'm gonna walk out of the room.
Okay. And Connor, I'm
And
guessing you're already out. Okay.
Yeah.
And so, you walk out. Interesting question. Do you leave the door creaked open, or do you close it?
I'm gonna leave it cracked a little bit so that it can kind of hear into the room if
Okay.
need be.
I would leave it a bit more open than just a crack so you can, like, kind of see her.
Okay.
Not to be too stalkerish, but just in case.
Yeah.
Kind of keep an eye on her just in case he starts freaking out.
Yeah, of course. Now it's you two. It's still dark, probably around 4:30, 5 in the morning. Is there anything you guys wish to discuss? A lot has happened within the last few hours. It might be good.
So, we both seem to have had very, I would guess, you could say, similar dreams. Do you think any of it is real in some way? Like maybe that creature actually exists?
I'm not sure what to think. It might be the dream itself might be real on some level because it felt real. Like the morning after, I felt things that shouldn't have been possible, as if something actually happened in that dream to my physical body. But
Well, if it was real, well, completely real, I'd be dead.
so would I. But
So maybe part is real.
Natharius?
some
Oh.
yes.
I'll let you finish first, but something does happen. Go ahead.
I was finished.
Oh, were you? Are you sure?
Yeah. Yeah.
You have a splitting headache. You have to hold your head. It's a flash. The apartment number. A cobweb. Or a spider's web. A raven. And a red, blood red tree. So, sorry, that's all.
Well, I guess as I'm holding my head, I'm probably gasping and probably fell to my knees
Yep.
in pain.
But it goes away just as it came.
Are you okay?
Physically, mentally, or just all around okay?
I would say physically, because you were holding your head, but I'd have to go with mentally because, you're holding your head.
I'm mentally stable. I just had like a blinding headache with some flashes of parts of the dream.
Any specifics?
The apartment number, the freaky tree outside of it, spiderweb for some reason.
Why does that seem so? Do you remember what it was?
I don't know. Do I remember what it is?
Yes. Yes, you do. Both of you do.
I had no idea what the number was, so I'm just like, I'm gonna wait until someone says what it is.
You
I
don't.
don't actually remember.
I'm not
the number.
actually giving you a number because someone's gonna correct me in the comments. So it's an apartment
196.
number. Sure, 196.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to write that down now. Hold on.
Or you can just make it 666.
No, that's too generic.
How about
Too cliche.
Let's go 196B.
creepy night demon? The apartment number 666.
Okay. 196B. That's what you say.
Okay, then. Yeah, the apartment number was 196B.
So, that's the same for both of us. Do you think that's a real place?
We can go find out, but I don't want to leave Star here all alone.
I agree with you on that, so maybe when she either wakes up or when she decides to leave, we can go, I guess, exploring.
Yeah, that might be a little easier, but now that we kind of have her in a place, I don't really want to let her go back out on the street.
Me neither, but I'm not gonna force her to stay.
I'm not going to force her to stay, but if I can help it, I'm going to definitely help her before. So I'm going to try to keep her off the street as long as I can.
Then you guys realize, how the hell are you supposed to find an apartment number?
Google Maps.
The magic world of the interweb.
Internet surfing.
I have nothing to say to that because you guys are absolutely right. You're right.
So, unless Connor's house doesn't have Wi-Fi, we're okay.
I mean, you own a giant house, Connor. Do you own Wi-Fi? Yeah, you own Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why wouldn't I?
I don't think my apartment has Wi-Fi, but I'm hardly ever there. So
Okay. So, you have a way to find it.
I guess I'll go to a desk that has a computer on it somewhere within my household
Okay.
and search up apartment numbers.
I swear.
I'm
Okay.
going to sit down in a strategic location and kind of watch the room with.
Okay.
Nah, I can't remember her name now.
Blair.
Blair. I'm gonna like sit down so that I can watch the room she's in and kind of listen out for anything that's in
We stalker.
as I wait. It's not stalkerish. I'm keeping an eye out so that she's not gonna start having nightmares.
Yeah.
Mm, that's
I'm not gonna stalk a. I'm not stalking a child, Connor.
She is like 18, but or 17. I can't remember what I said.
She's still a child.
Yes, to you guys, she is definitely still a child, but I will say she's not like a 10-year-old. So, you know,
Well,
Well, of course not. That's kind of weird.
yeah. I just thought I'd point it out because maybe the audience is confused because we keep saying child. So, you know.
the audience is never confused.
Are you sure? Audience, you're lovely. Please don't take that as bad.
Well,
I'm hurting
We've
myself
covered-
here.
player, child, star, lass. It's never consistent.
Yeah, it's fine.
I just since I've decided to just start calling her my little star, it's just like her name doesn't actually exist anymore.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, you look up. You have made so many
196.
freaking investigation rolls. I want to change it up, but that's what you have to use. I
Just investigate
yeah,
itself.
just use investigation and
Done.
yeah, that'll work.
Holy crap!
Jesus. Okay.
Do I need to make one of those rolls?
No, you're fine.
I'm like
You're
watching
just chilling out.
players sleep.
For you, Connor, you find it. You find the general area. You find the apartment. It's kind of far. Maybe about an hour. It's a little bit close, though.
An hour on foot?
An hour in car.
Oh.
And the picture that it's taken, the only reason you recognize it is because of the tree. There's no darkness, no red glint. It's just a tree in a few abandoned apartments. That's all. You do note, though, while looking for it, it's very close to Pripyat, very close to Chernobyl. Maybe about 15-30 minutes away.
So, Darius, I have found it. It's an hour away. In the Chernobyl area, if I'm correct.
Yep, it's a little bit close to Chernobyl. Not close enough to cause radiation poisoning, but it is close. It's very close to Pripyat, which is the town that was evacuated. So it's far enough that you won't be infected. But maybe information that you would like to know. Nefarious?
If
What?
you're talking, okay.
What was going on?
Everything
Did
okay?
you not hear us?
See, I wasn't talking. Was
Oh,
you
no.
hearing them
It was.
talking?
I was hearing like some static,
Static.
so that's all.
I have no answers for that.
Oh, it's okay. I thought you were trying to talk, is all, and I was like, everything okay? It's all good though.
Well, since you found the apartment, now we know where to go look.
Don't forget about me.
I didn't say I was going by myself. I need some giant to hide behind. And
So I'm a meat shield now.
you're what, 7 foot wide and 10 foot tall? Pure muscle?
Close, but no.
It's not that you're a meat shield, but anybody that wouldn't be intimidated by me because I'm kind of short, definitely gonna be intimidated by you since you're a giant.
You are small, Anthony. You are technically small framed, so I don't know. I just seen that.
I am
So,
5'8" height, and
yeah, you're a little bit small compared to Connor.
with my trench coat, you can't really see any muscle definition, but
Hey, that's okay.
You can't get any muscle definition on me.
it's because you're all muscle. There's no way to see any other kind
No,
of.
I'm talking about real life. I am
well,
skin and bones.
You're 7 foot tall and a twig, so
Indeed, I am.
now the question is, when do we go and look at this apartment?
I say we wait until Blair wakes up, and then we can decide what we need to do from there.
do either of you have cell phones?
Indubitably.
I do, I think. Yes.
You can just tell me. I mean, it's modern age. Everyone has a freaking cell phone. So, I mean, it just depends on what cell phone you have. You are a bounty hunter. I don't know, like, if you have a bunch of burners or anything like that, so.
I probably have a couple different burners, but not like an obscene amount.
Okay. Who has the higher tech cell phone? Like, you know, the nice new touch phone or whatever.
Probably not me.
Probably me.
Okay. Nefarious. Bzzzt. Bzzzt. Your phone's being called.
Okay, I'll pull it out of my pocket and look for caller ID.
It's anonymous. It's unknown. Unknown caller. It
Okay.
doesn't even show a phone number.
I guess I'll answer it.
A voice comes through. It's deep. It's muffled. Yeah. We should be able to do that. And it doesn't sound like it's the voice that should be talking over the phone. Maybe a voice changer. Maybe something else. I've seen what you've been looking into. You might want to be a little bit more careful on where you're looking.
Who is this?
Call me Deep Throat for now.
Deep Throat?
Look, I'm trying to help you out. You guys are stepping in some dangerous territory. Just trust me.
I feel like I was dragged into dangerous territory. I'm just kind of trying to figure out what I'm dealing with.
Look, you don't know where you're going. I've seen where you're looking.
Go.
No, that apartment. Why are you looking there? What research are you trying to do?
Technically, we haven't looked there yet. We're looking into going there. As for why should I tell you?
Because I might have some information to give you. If you're so kind to give me information.
I whispered to Netherius to put it on speakerphone.
I'll put it on speakerphone and ask what kind of information do you have that might be relevant.
I know what resides there. I know who lives there. If you would call it living, of course.
Huh. And what did you want from me in return for this information?
To know why the fuck you want to go there.
To look into a strange event that occurred sometime in the late hours of last night. Heard some rumors of strange sounds coming from the building.
That's all I needed to know. Bring weapons. Bring what you have. Something is there. And you're gonna fucking need it. Just trust me on this one.
When you say weapons, what kind of weapons?
Whatever you have.
Any particular grade of steel or different metal?
I don't know
that
that
you
much.
Inform me about.
Whatever is there. I just know that it's dangerous. And that's all I can tell you for now. I'll be calling later.
Thanks for the warning.
Don't sweat it. And click.
So, what was happening during the first part of the conversation that I couldn't hear?
Guy called, says that he knows what we've been looking at. I don't know how, since you looked at it like maybe 10 seconds before he called. Says that we can call him Deep Throat for some reason. I think it's because of the voice changer, makes his voice deeper, but could be for other naughtier reasons that I don't want to go into currently.
Ting!
Says that if we're going to the building, to bring weapons.
So, apparently he has access to things within my house. And we need weapons, apparently.
He also said that he knew what was staying there, what was living there, he says, if you could call it living. I don't know what it could be, though.
Do you think
Obviously, when he says living... What was that?
Do you think he's implying the four-armed lady monster thing?
Yes, but I don't know. He never specified what it could have been that he was talking about. Just that it was a form of undead. I'm assuming, anyways, that he was saying undead. Because he said whatever was living there, if you could call it living.
Or maybe it's just not human.
Things that aren't human are still living. Your dog, for example, is still alive, even though she's a dog.
Well, I don't know how to explain it, but I believe there might be other things that aren't zombies, that aren't living.
I wasn't specifying a zombie. Undead ranges more from just zombies.
Well, then I'm stupid, sorry.
I've looked a little into the supernatural, if you want to call it that, the night that family was killed, and
Okay. By the way, you do get a message from the mysterious number, and it says, look up Deep Throat, Watergate.
hey Connor, do you want to look something else up on your computer?
Parentheses,
And
Watergate.
what would that be?
What was that, Connor?
And what would that be?
I just got a message from our uh, friend that says search up Deep Throat Watergate.
I don't want freaking porn on my search.
I think that's what the Watergate is supposed to be, so it's not porn.
Fine. I walk over to the computer and search it up and double check with him exactly what it is so I don't do anything wrong in the search.
There is a Wiki page. Deep Throat, parentheses, Watergate. Deep Throat is the pseudonym given to a secret informant who provided information in 1972 to Bob Woodward, who shared it with Carl Bernstein.
Huh. So I'm assuming that's what he was trying to say, that he was a personal informant of sorts, not some strange person that likes stuff. Strange things.
Okay.
So is he implying that he'll be the good guy on the inside or something?
Either that or he's leading us to our death. But I can't see him wanting to have us bring weapons if he's just going to kill us.
But it's probably still for his gain, so we should be careful.
I was definitely going to be careful. I don't want to die. Gone this long.
And so, is there any prep? Anything you do tonight?
I'm going to check on Blair
Okay,
one last time.
you do.
Or
She seems to have a large bead of sweat. A little bit pale, but she seems to be fine.
I'm going to walk over to her and run my hand through her hair to check her temperature.
Her head is hot, but she seems to be somewhat within normal temperatures. It's a little bit warm.
Okay. Then I guess I'll walk out of the room and ask Connor if I can crash on his couch.
Okay.
Go for it. If you need, I can get you blankets or something.
I won't really need a blanket. I just don't really want to leave her here by herself with you and the wolf that you call a dog.
Well, I'm not that bad.
I'm not saying you're bad. It's just your dog kind of tackled me for no reason.
She is a friendly, beautiful dog
Why'd she tackle me if she's friendly?
because she didn't bite you, therefore she's friendly.
She did. Okay.
Well, at least she's friendly to most, if not all people. Maybe you're just an exception.
Still don't know why your dog attacked me. I didn't do anything.
I had my dog do nothing.
I didn't
She
say
just
that
did
you
it
had her
herself.
attack me. It's just. And it's not that I really don't trust you or your dog. I just feel more comfortable if I knew how she was doing throughout the night.
Okay.
And so the night goes on. You sleep. If you do choose to sleep. A comfortable one. No nightmares. No dying. Nothing. Peaceful black. But that's all. And you wake up into tomorrow. Still,
I just know.
the rain still patters on the roof. Thunder still goes. But this is fine. It's normal.
Yes, normal.
Now, do you guys want to leave it off here? Because we can still go on to the apartment.
Well, I just noticed that the entire thing happened pretty early in the day, so we ended up skipping a lot of time.
It took you a long time to walk, apparently.
hmm
No, you guys were around at 5 in the morning. It was still pretty early. You guys got sleep. So you guys probably wake up around noon, unless you guys want to wake up earlier. So it's probably around 1 or 2 right now.
Okay, so same day.
Technically yes.
Okay.
You guys just slept the night off.
Then I guess let's just leave it here and then we can start the next episode heading off to the apartments because most likely something dramatic's gonna happen then, and so cliffhanger, and then they have to come for the next episode.
Well,
We had the feels of the episode. We don't need the dramatics.
well, it can't just be an ending if we leave it off like this, now is it?
Well then, storyteller, fix it.
Thunder crashes. Small spider on a web. In the corner makes its web. Just like the
And then
one
right
from the
behind-
dream. And a scream erupts from Star's room. Or Blair. Blair's room.
I immediately book it into that room.
And that's where we'll leave off tonight.
Bingo. I love it.
No. Oh, you son of a freaking.
Look, you're gonna tell me to end it. I'll end it.
I wasn't telling you to end it. I was confused.
No. It's okay. We could do this an hour and 30 minutes, but I'm just gonna piss you guys off, including the crowd. Thank you for joining us, everybody, for this new installation of Something in the Shadows, a Chillingly Bored podcast. Is there any thoughts you guys want to share just before we leave off? Because we still have like another 30 minutes before the episode ends, so.
Yes, I do. Viewers of this Chilling Board episode, I'll hold him. You hit him.
Damn it! I'm gonna die.
Does this sound good to you?
Yes.
If you've watched this far, you are an amazing crowd of people.
Seriously,
Especially if you
though.
have to put up with Steve the storyteller bullcrap of ending it like that. Breaking cliffhanger of the century. My. Oh.
I just want to see a comment that says "hit" or like punch.
Oh god, right? I really want somebody to do an art piece. Like where it just shows like my profile picture at the top and like all the characters at the bottom, and then just like do a flip and someone just drew like a crudely drawn fist into my face.
You gotta have my character standing behind you, it's like holding your arms behind you,
Yes.
so that you can't fight back.
There,
So-
I did it for you.
Oh,
Beautiful.
no, did you actually? Oh god, no.
Very
Yeah, that
straight
works.
face.
Okay, well, thank you everybody for joining. I know we're doing like another 30 minutes, like we're leaving it off, but tonight's been kind of like a rough one. Like today hasn't been rough, but like the last few have, and I'm feeling good today. And they're probably tired. It's getting a little bit late, but you know, that cliffhanger was all worth it, guys. Am I right? I'm gonna fucking die. Somebody's gonna kill me. I'm gonna end up next episode with a black eye. If anybody actually watches it. Anyways, you guys are lovely people. If you guys made it to the 3rd episode, wow. Just my heart, man. Like my heart. And like I said before, if you don't want to watch 2-hour episodes, we may be, I'm going to speak to these guys and maybe speak to a few other people who want to do some zombie apocalypse. Maybe, is it zombie apocalypse? Because, I mean, yeah, it's zombie apocalypse. Because technically...
You said it was all flesh must be eaten, so I guess that's a zombie.
Yeah, it's
zombie
zombies. I mean, infected are zombies too. Zombies are weird because if you call them infected... or like whatever the hell out, it's confusing. But yeah, they're zombies. They eat your flesh. You get bit, you get infected, and everyone's drawing on the back right now. So fuck.
I am not.
I know it's Connor because obviously it's Connor.
End.
I know it's the end. Yeah, it's cool. It's all good.
Explosion, fireworks.
Or Blair screaming at the top of her lungs because fright.
I
and things.
so want to end your life. I mean, not really want to kill you, but
Because you have to figure out what happens next. If you kill me, you're not gonna figure it out.
express
So
my feelings of hatred for that ending.
you guys practically made me think of one up on the spot, and I was trying to think of something that'll piss everybody off, and there you go.
I was not trying to make
Well,
you
I
think of one of
think it
my
might have worked.
Blame Connor. There we go. Blame Connor.
I will blame Connor.
Hashtag blame Connor. Everybody,
No.
hashtag blame Connor. There you go.
Screw you.
Okay, I think we should probably end it just so we don't get too rowdy. Thank you everybody for joining. You're all fantastic. Seriously, I know I've said it a lot, but who goes through their day watching 2 hours of people play random people to have feeling? That's a stupid question, but thank you. Steve the Storyteller, Nefarious, and Connor, thank you all for joining, and I say ciao and goodbye.
Hasta la-
Bye!